The beautiful thing about working out is that while you're working out, you get to see a sneak preview of what you could possibly look like if you continue to put in the work. That's what you call the quote unquote the pump, right? Like when you are at the gym, you just look bigger than what you usually are. Now, when it comes to fitness, it's like the only thing that you actually get to see some returns or potential returns when you're actually doing it. But everything else, it doesn't work that way. Like if you're trying to build a personal brand, if you're trying to build an online business, you have to be willing to put in the work and then not see anything in return. It's like, for example, most people, they give up because they don't see views or they don't see comments or they don't see likes. It's like, listen, you have to show up anyway. You can't just focus on that. That's what the small people do. You focus on the small things and the small losses, but you have to be measuring in decades. You can't be measuring in days. You can't be measuring in weeks. You can't be measuring in years. You have to be measuring in decades. And in decades, that's where you win. But you have to be putting in massive effort. And the more consistent that you are, the more likely that you are going to see results. But if you are somebody that you just sporadically or just randomly show up like an engine that just, you're not gonna get real results. It's even in the gym. You have to be consistent. You have to be doing it every single day without fail. And if you do it every single day without fail, you are gonna get results. But if you're somebody that just shows up sometimes, it's just, you're gonna see, I mean, it's good that you actually showed up, but if you wanna get real results, if you wanna get the abs, if you wanna get the arms that people like, those veins, then it comes down to showing up regularly and having a plan. But you have to have, the thing is, it comes down to whether or not you have faith in the plan. So one, you have to have a goal, right? So like, what is your goal? Have a clear idea of your goal. And then the next step after you sit down and have a goal is you need to create a plan to get to that goal. And if you actually have faith in that goal, then you are going to follow through. And that's the important part. You have to follow through. A lot of people, they start creating content, but they don't have a plan. Their plan is just create content. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. If you want to have a business, you have to have a plan. And what do? You get mentorship. It's the easiest thing to do. If you want to grow online, then you have to learn from somebody that has grown online and that has results. Because otherwise, how are you going to learn? You're just going to freeball it? Why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense, especially if you're a coach. How are you going to tell people, hey, you should invest into my coaching, but meanwhile, you're not willing to invest into yourself so that you learn how to coach people better online? Because coaching people online and coaching people in person is completely different, right? Like I've coached in person, right? Like for example, my soccer team actually has their first match today. Obviously I'm not coaching them anymore, but we're sending them good vibes. But lost my train of thought. But it's very different. Coaching in person, it's like they're there, so like they're locked in. But online, it's just like obviously they're all over the world, right? Like I have people that are in New York, I have people that are in Florida. It's just it might be England soon, it might be Australia soon, like it might be all over the world soon. It is gonna be all over the world. But again, if you want to learn how to do it, you have to learn from somebody that is actually doing it, because otherwise it's just, you're not going to know what to do. And think about it. If you are trying to succeed online, then wouldn't it be smart or conducive to contribute to the ecosystem that you are trying to thrive in? It's like you want to succeed and you want to generate profits, but you're not willing to give that environment profits so that it is sustainable. Like you want the online business and you want the online game to be a thriving ecosystem. So what should you do if you want that? Because if this ecosystem dies, then there goes your whole business model, right? So think about it. Like you have to give to receive. That's what most people don't understand. A lot of people, it's like they're scared to invest because they're scared. It's like, no, you can't function from a form of fear. You have to function from love. And when you function in love, you're going to function in an energy that is of abundance. And when you function in an energy that is abundance, like people will see it and people will feel it. Because when you operate from fear, it's very, very different, the type of energy that you give off on camera and in person. And when you're in abundance, it's just nothing can faze you, because you know that there is more than enough to go around for everybody. And it's a fact, especially if you're in a thriving country. Like I'm in the US. Kidding me? Like I see wealth everywhere. So I believe that it is everywhere. But some of you might be seeing this in a country that's not like the US, so it's a little bit harder for you. But listen, over here, there's an abundance, right? Like my mom came from another country, and I'm first generation over here, and I see it. There's an abundance, right? But again, there's levels to it, and at the end of the day, listen, if you're into fitness, you're into health, you're into personal development, and you have to continue to develop yourself, because your personal development doesn't stop. You have to continue to develop it. Even if you are a successful coach, you have to continue to invest into growing your avatar, right? That's why I have mentors, because they teach me and they can help me get to the next level, because obviously they're doing it. So wouldn't it be smart to go to them? So again, guys, if you want people to invest into you, you have to invest into yourself. And if you invest into yourself, you're going to see that you should be functioning from a place of love. You should be not focusing and operating from a place of fear. Fear, people can smell it when you're operating from fear, and they're going to see that you're money hungry. No, you are people helping hungry, or people serving hungry. That's the type of energy that you should give. People serving hungry. You shouldn't be fear. You shouldn't be money hungry. You should be, how can I serve? How can I help? That's the goal right there. Let's get it.